Happy Wednesday. It is June 2nd, 2021, and let's look at our jobs for today. First things first, we have our grammar spiral. And with our grammar spiral, we're going to see up here at this top portion, we're going to go ahead, we are going to read the phrase and write it in its possessive form. So, if we say, for example, number 1, the library of the school, we would say the school's library, right? If the library belongs to the school, instead of saying the library of the school, we can just say the school's apostrophe S and then library. And so you would do the same for questions 2 through 6, the nose of Amy, Amy's nose, and so on. Down here, we are going to see that you are given some words, and your job is to write them now as plural nouns. Now, these are all irregular, so that means they are not going to follow a normal rule. You are not going to just add an S or ES to the end. So, for example, we see the word mouse. Instead of saying mouses, we would say mice. So your job is to go through and write the plural forms that are irregular for all of these nouns. All right, and then here in this section, you are going to go ahead, you're going to read the sentence and replace the bold word, meaning the word that's really thick, with a pronoun. So remember, pronouns are words we use to replace names. So we, they, it, him, her, she, he, right? And so that is what you're going to go ahead and do for your job. So we see number 1, John likes to play. Instead of saying John, I could say he likes to play. And you would do the same for, again, questions 2 through 6. Then down here, you're going to go ahead, you're going to write the contraction for each of these word groups. So you can see, for example, number 1, it says I am. Instead of saying I am, I would do I apostrophe am. All right, and then I could do the same over here. It's you are. Instead of just typing out you are, I can do you apostrophe R-E, your. And that would be the contraction form of you are. Then we have a quick little vocabulary word. The word is frequently, which means it happens often. In a sentence, it is, I hope you like the rain because it rains here quite frequently, meaning it rains here pretty often. All right, and so this is going to be your job for this morning. Then you have your Wednesday journal. It is Words of Wisdom Wednesday. Our quote today comes from Dr. Seuss, and our quote for today is, don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Again, that's from Dr. Seuss, who's a children's author and cartoonist. You are very familiar with him. And so what you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to respond to this quote with 5 to 6 sentences explaining what you think it means and how it applies to you. Sentence frames and starters are provided on the right. As always, you do not have to use them, but they are there as a tool if you would like. Then you're going to have your letter to a future 3rd grader, rough draft. So what you're going to go ahead and do now is you're going to take everything that you wrote in your brainstorm yesterday, and then you're going to apply it to this rough draft. So, for example, you're going to take anything that you said was the best part of 3rd grade, and you're going to create a couple of sentences. There are many great things in 3rd grade. For example, one great thing of 3rd grade is multiplication, right? And so that could be your first couple of sentences, right? So you would go ahead, you would erase, and you would type here, there are many great things about third grade. For example, one of the best parts of third grade is ... right? And so I would continue writing about all the great things. Then I would talk about things that were really hard in third grade, some advice I have for the third grader, as well as advice for having Miss Walsh as a teacher. I would include all those thoughts as complete sentences in my letter here. Again, this is a rough draft, so it does not need to be perfect, but just keep this in mind that this is a rough draft and that we will make a final draft later in the week. All right, here you're going to make sure you put the date for today as well, and then down here you sign your name. All right. Then you have your end of year snapshot. Remember your A and B, you take your packet home with you yesterday, and group C, you have your packets with you. So what you're going to go ahead and do first is you are going to complete your All About My Teacher page. Again, making sure coloring is personal best. You're also going to complete your All About My Classroom and All About My School Day. So you're going to go ahead, you are going to take a picture of your completed page and insert them onto these slides. So again, keep that in mind. Your jobs for today are All About My Teacher, All About My Classroom, and All About My School Day. Here we have optional office hours, 2:10 to 3:10. It is not a must do, but a may do. And finally, you have your D1 choice board. So you're going to go ahead, you would click and drag your X over the activity you would like to do. I am going to go ahead, I think it would be so fun to quiz my family on some third grade material. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to create a game that shows that quizzes contestants on third grade knowledge. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to type here, I'm going to say game show. Today's date, which is June 2nd. And then on any of those questions that I make, I would go ahead and I would insert a picture of the questions onto this slide, and that would be my proof that I completed this job. And that is going to be it for your Wednesday today. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, office hours are 2:10 to 3:10. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye, D1.